Have you ever paused to reflect on what your birth month might reveal about your personality, your emotional tendencies, or even your purpose in life? At first glance, it might sound like mere astrology or New Age mysticism, but when viewed through the lens of Carl Jung's psychology, the month of your birth takes on a far deeper meaning. Far from superstition, Jung proposed that the timing of your birth aligns with archetypal energies, universal psychological patterns that can subtly shape your inner world. In Jung's symbolic psychology, time itself is not neutral. Each season, and by extension, each month, carries a particular rhythm, mood, and psychological tone. Nature unfolds in cyclical patterns, and human beings, Jung believed, are not separate from this process, but embedded within it. From this perspective, your birth month becomes more than a line on a calendar. It becomes a symbolic gateway, a mirror of your soul's landscape, and a clue to understanding your deepest drives, challenges, and gifts. Let us journey through the calendar with Jung's symbolic insights, exploring the 12 archetypes that correspond to each month, and discovering how these inner energies may be shaping the story you live. 1. January, the elder or sage. Born into the stillness of winter, January souls carry the essence of wisdom, depth, and introspection. Like the snow-covered earth, they often appear reserved, but underneath lies a reservoir of experience and perspective. Jung associated January with the sage archetype, the wise elder who sees the world through a broad lens. These individuals often grow up mature beyond their years, bearing a quiet responsibility and groundedness. They value structure, long-term thinking, and inner stability. However, their shadow lies in emotional detachment or over-seriousness. To thrive, January-borns must learn to balance their wisdom with playfulness and emotional connection. 2. February, the visionary or revolutionary. As winter nears its end, the first signs of transformation appear. February births are aligned with the visionary archetype, the dreamer who sees what could be, not just what is. People born in February tend to think independently. They resist the status quo, possess creative brilliance, and often walk the path of innovation or reform. They are driven not by rebellion alone, but by a sense of inner calling to usher in change. The risk, however, is isolation, as their ideals may feel too advanced or misunderstood by others. February-born individuals are called to ground their insights in practical action and community. 3. March, the reborn or awakener. March heralds the dawn of spring, a time of awakening and emotional renewal. Those born in March resonate with the reborn archetype, embodying themes of transformation, sensitivity, and intuitive awareness. These individuals are emotionally deep and often spiritual by nature. They feel life's ebbs and flows more keenly than others, making them compassionate, creative, and resilient. Like spring itself, they symbolize hope and rebirth. However, their challenge lies in emotional overwhelm or losing themselves in their inner world. Their path to growth involves building healthy boundaries and staying grounded while honoring their sensitivity. 4. April, the warrior or initiator. April bursts with vitality. It is the month of action, energy, and forward motion. Those born in April embody the warrior archetype, bold, assertive, and unafraid to blaze new trails. These individuals are often leaders by nature, even when they don't intend to be. With their intense drive and passion, they're quick to act and eager to take on new challenges. But the same fire that propels them can also burn too hot. The shadow of the warrior is impulsiveness and burnout. To mature, April-born individuals must learn when to charge forward and when to rest. 5. May, the builder or lover of simplicity. May, a time of lush growth and stability, aligns with the builder archetype. People born in this month value beauty, routine, and grounded living. They appreciate the sensual pleasures of life, nature, art, food, and physical comfort. These individuals are steady and nurturing. They create safe spaces for others and excel at building lives rooted in reliability and care. However, they may also resist change or become overly attached to comfort. Their growth comes from learning to embrace uncertainty while remaining grounded in what truly matters. 6. June, the seeker or mediator. June stands at the threshold of the year's midpoint. It is a month of curiosity, brightness, and exploration, reflected in the seeker archetype. Those born in June possess a thirst for knowledge, a love for conversation, and a gift for connection. With their adaptable nature and intellectual curiosity, they often become communicators, teachers, or creatives. Yet, with so many interests, they can feel scattered or indecisive. Their shadow lies in trying to please everyone or losing focus. The journey for June-borns involves grounding themselves in a clear sense of purpose while staying open-hearted. 7. July, the nurturer or protector. July is warm, emotionally rich, and family-oriented. A perfect backdrop for the nurturer archetype. People born in July are deeply empathetic and intuitively understand the emotional needs of others. They are the caretakers, the emotional centers of their communities, and often the memory keepers of family and tradition. Their gift is in creating emotional safety, but they can also fall into self-neglect, giving so much to others that they lose sight of their own needs. True growth requires them to honor their emotions while practicing self-care. 8. August, the leader or sovereign. August, a month of full vitality, mirrors the sovereign archetype, the confident leader with a strong sense of self and destiny. August-born individuals often exude charisma, strength, and a desire to make a meaningful impact. They are visionaries, often called to guide or inspire others. However, their challenge is to avoid falling into pride, control, or isolation. The lesson of August-borns is that true leadership comes not from dominance, but from empowering others and leading with humility and grace. 9. September, the analyst or perfectionist. As summer yields to fall, September introduces organization and reflection. The analyst archetype rules here. People born in this month seek clarity, logic, and order. They often have sharp minds and thrive in environments that reward structure and focus. They're planners, researchers, and meticulous doers. However, the shadow side is perfectionism, an inner critic that never rests. To grow, September-born individuals must learn to embrace imperfection and spontaneity without losing their innate gift for structure. 10. October, the diplomat or artist. October is a season of beauty and balance with falling leaves and golden light. The diplomat archetype thrives here, those who strive for peace, aesthetics, and emotional harmony. October-borns are often gifted in relationships with an eye for beauty and a heart that seeks to unite opposites. They may be artists, mediators, or lovers of truth, yet they often avoid conflict to maintain harmony, suppressing their true feelings. Their challenge is to face discomfort and conflict without losing their balance. 11. November, the alchemist or transformer. November is a time of descent into shadow, depth, and inner transformation. It aligns with the alchemist archetype, the one who turns pain into growth, loss into wisdom. Those born in November often go through cycles of rebirth and transformation throughout life. They are intuitive, psychologically deep, and unafraid to face inner darkness. But their intensity can become emotional volatility or self-isolation. To flourish, they must embrace both vulnerability and resilience. finding light even in the shadows. 12. December, the sage or philosopher. As the year closes, December brings reflection, faith, and philosophical vision. December-born individuals embody the sage archetype, those who see life from a higher perspective. They are often idealistic, spiritual, and focused on long-term meaning. Their gifts lie in wisdom, guidance, and vision, but they may struggle to remain grounded, especially if reality doesn't match their ideals. Their path lies in reconciling the spiritual with the practical and bringing their vision into service for others. Archetypes as mirrors, not boxes. Carl Jung never intended for these archetypes to be rigid categories. Instead, they are mirrors, symbolic reflections of the energies already present within us. Your birth month doesn't define your fate, but it may offer you a symbolic map, one that helps you make sense of recurring patterns, deep longings, and inner obstacles. Real growth, Jung taught, comes through individuation, the lifelong process of integrating all aspects of the self, both light and shadow. Understanding the archetype associated with your birth month is not about fitting into a mold. It's about naming what already lives within you and learning how to live more consciously, more fully, and more authentically. So, look again at the date on your birth certificate. Perhaps it holds more meaning than you ever imagined. Perhaps it's not just the day you entered the world, but the day your soul began its unique symbolic journey.